you, Daniel. Saying you're going to keep Kyle and Monty safe because they're tall, strong guys. Oh, I want to prove him wrong so bad.
Going to talk a lot about Michael today because I feel like the past 24 hours, a lot of the house has been about Michael because he is one of the nominees, and this thankfully finally woke him up to start playing. I talked about how he was brought into that 6-person alliance without really even talking to them. But he also had a good talk with Taylor last night.
How are you feeling about things?
I haven't had enough individual time with people, and I'm just nervous that other people have had individual time with people.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the last one to get that.
Right.
And I feel like it's not, you don't want to be the first one to start making it happen either,
right.
You know?
I know, that's how I felt, and now it's like, well, it kind of bit me in the ass.
Taylor has taken a liking to her talks with Michael.
I never, ever expected to be working with Michael. He's the one I wanted out of the house first. Like, I was happy when I saw his face pop up on the block. But he's ready to play the game. And as much as I love Terrance, it's hard for him to really participate in the game.
This is the duo I said in the cast assessment that I wanted to be a duo, especially if Taylor was going to play like Danielle Reyes like she said she was. She's going to need a Jason. I think Michael is a good ally for her in a strategic sense. They might need some social help, though. Michael has also had a good talk with Brittany.
I saw something special in you, and I hope you saw it in me. Like,
absolutely.
We can crush this.
Yeah.
Yes, we can do this. I know we are smart people.
Yes.
I saw you hanging on that thing, even if it's physical, even for me too. Like, I
will let my anger and my rage motivate me. WWJD, what would Janelle do? Janelle would get out there and win the veto. She would fight her ass off. And she'd celebrate and make a big scene. So we'll see.
Now this did light the fire under his ass to go out and win this veto, which he did accomplish, and we will get to see what this means because Michael was Daniel's target for whatever reason. I think it was a lot of Daniel trying to make a safe and rather weak move with his nominations of Terrance and Michael. And now with Michael winning the veto, Daniel's going to have to make a re-nom. But where Michael is kind of going wrong still is he does not have a very good read on the house. He had this great talk with Brittany, and yet he is finding Taylor to be a wild card, which is fair. She's not really making any strong connections yet, other than maybe Nicole. Nicole's making a lot of strong connections. But I feel like Michael had this really good talk with Brittany, and yet he's not trusting Brittany. And it could be fair. Maybe Brittany's playing him. Brittany's doing a pretty good social game right now. She talks a lot. But I still feel like the fact that Michael is kind of still trusting Paloma and Amira and Alyssa over Brittany doesn't make any sense to me, because Paloma bringing him into this alliance without him even really talking about this alliance a lot with people so far. You know, when this first happened, he was saying it's not a good thing and he's not feeling it. But the fact that he's trusting those two over Brittany it's not adding up to me. I don't understand why he thinks that alliance works for him when he has no communication with them. Terrance, the other nominee, is not doing himself any favors. He doesn't have a lot of fight in him. I guess he's feeling pretty bad that he's outcasted. And I get that this is a very hard game for the oldest player because they always cast like shit where that is concerned. But him going to Daniel saying even if he won the veto, he was going to maybe stay on the block, that would have been a terrible move. I don't know if he was telling the truth, but if it was, it shows that his head is certainly not in the game and maybe he is lacking that fight. Terrance is really good at motivating other people right now. He needs to find a way to motivate himself to fight in this game. Now, Taylor might not be doing herself any favors in growing her target. We know how the women have felt about her, and she likes to put herself out there and grow her target, especially to her biggest hater. I've been talking shit about Paloma. Jasmine might be the biggest source of jealousy for the Taylor situation. Can we just all agree that Jasmine is super pathetic so far? I feel like she is the main cause of jealousy over Taylor. But to be fair, Taylor does definitely grow the target on her own back.
I talk about being grateful for my friends. It is just like the deepest, most intimate part of my soul and my spirit and my heart are connected in the friendships that I have. So, you know, for the game, I might have to backstab some of you.
Some of the looks she was getting from the girls like Alyssa weren't great after that. But also Paloma and Amira seem to be lightening their jealousy or dislike of Taylor. I don't know if they were talked to by production or production asked a lot of questions, but Paloma seems to have a change of heart.
It's not one of us.
Calling Taylor someone, I feel bad, but like, I really like Taylor now, and I feel so mean, like saying like, oh, pageant girl, like, I know I'm gonna get some hate for that, America. Like, I already know all the pageant girls are coming to fucking burn down my house.
As for Amira, maybe she's being a hater to Taylor. Strategically, she and Taylor had a conversation that she feels like she has a hard time talking to Taylor because she doesn't want people to think they're making a Cookout 2.0.
I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like standing clear, like, oh. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, I don't want nobody thinking there's like a 2.0 happening or something. Like, but I'm not trying to see that go
The
down.
cookout, now you got the reunion.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. That's actually a dope name.
Now let's have a check-in with Turner.
I really do. Like, what do you think about Danielle? Like, real talk.
Danielle? Oh, I'm fucked. Which one is Danielle?
Danielle.
Danielle? Who the fuck is Danielle? Oh,
You're like Danielle. I didn't know we had a girl named Danielle.
I'm honestly still not sure if Turner is actually lost. I mean, it's easy to forget people's names right now. I have a hard time, so maybe people in the house, and they're also sleep deprived. But I'm still kind of convinced that Turner might be this strategic genius who's able to scam people. He's going to get close to people and stab them in the back. He made that alliance with Daniel and Pooch. I'm still very interested to see how Turner actually ends up playing this game. Is he going to be as strategic as he seems he can be? Is he going to stab people in the back as much as it seems he might? Now, Daniel and Nicole are a very strong duo who talk game together multiple times a day. I think they are very good at strategizing with each other. Nicole kind of runs that duo, I would say. The bad thing about them talking and always being together a lot is, however, that duo is going to be seen as a duo probably sooner rather than later. The last conversation that I saw on feeds was Brittany spilling a lot of tea to HOH Daniel, putting a target on Indy, because apparently Indy's head is not in the game, and it's not. I did say that her language barrier might be a problem, and I do think it is hindering her connections, but more so what's hindering her connections is her just not talking game, and I don't even know if she has a real understanding of this game. I don't know if Big Brother Brazil is like BBUS, but I assume it's not. It's probably more like Big Brother UK used to be, where the audience would vote. And I think that's where Indy thinks she is. That's where she wants to be. Seems like she wants to use this to get onto Big Brother Brazil. But, yeah, Brittany was spilling that tea. She was also spilling tea about how the women do not like Taylor, especially dropping Jasmine and Paloma's names. In this talk, Brittany did a very good job of convincing Daniel she's out by herself, not making any connections, even though for the past 2 days she has been making little connections here and there, like with Taylor and Michael, and even that girl's alliance.
Like,
yo, Brittany came through, but and she says I have a lot more to tell. I'm like, cool.
oh, here you go.
And I truly believe her when she says she has no one, like the way she says it and stuff.
Brittany's maneuvering is something to watch right now. I do fear that she talks too much, though, and will eventually tuck herself into trouble. But I would assume how this talk is going, it seems as though Daniel would nominate Indy. After the veto competition, Paloma was talking to Indy about how Daniel's a poor sport and was talking shit about Indy during the competition. Indy downplayed that and didn't want to seem to get caught up in that drama. But I do feel like Indy is the best bet as Renom. Taylor's a possibility, but I'm not feeling that like it's going to happen. Daniel could maybe change his mind and go after a bigger target like one of the guys. But so far, Daniel's proven to be a safe, weak player. Like maybe it's week 1 and that's why. But I don't see him making some big move. Indy seems like the best bet.
You and I could celebrate the F out of this.
We just did a Star Trek celebration. Like, how great is that?
It's been so hard.
It's been up and down.
They don't want to party with us.
Yeah.
You fucking did it.
Oh
Like, you did it.